Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV. I hope you guys are well, wherever it is that you may be around the world. Second stream for you guys. Second stream in the day for you. First, we had the talks about earlier today about obviously Roman being sanctioned, the 2-hour stream there. Today, we are going to be talking Norwich and Chelsea. We have got a game today, but it has been more news since I've left streaming. So we'll be going through that as well. I've got Piers with me as well. Big up to Piers. How you doing, Piers?
How do I answer that? Personally, I'm doing well, but I'm a bit worried with everything going on. So, we'll see what happens.
Exactly. Guys, make sure that you smash the like button as always. We're going to be delving into some of the tweets that Piers has brought up himself as well. I'm sure you guys know him already on Twitter. We're going to be delving into some of that, some of the latest news in regards to Moosin himself as well. But before we move forward, smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, and let's cue the intro. Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV. And yes, more news for you guys. More news to talk about before we get into the Norwich and Chelsea game. Piers, before we do that, what was your... Because I haven't spoke to you, obviously, since until now, literally 10, 20 minutes ago, and I asked you to come on. But what were your thoughts when you first heard the news in regards to Roman Abramovich being sanctioned this morning by the government?
Well, it popped up on my phone, and I just instantly, my first word that came into my head was shit. Just shit. It's actually happened. It's happened before. See, I've previously thought all the time that it would happen after he sold the club, and that's why I thought maybe the deadline of May the 15th, which Matt Law kept running with, was like the final deadline for bids. I thought Roman knew this was coming and that it would potentially happen after that time period, but the fact that it's happened before makes me a little bit more worried. But we'll delve into like the specifics of it all, because it's quite confusing, but at the same time, I mean, it's not too indifferent to what we've already known, to be honest. So, it's just one of those, isn't it? It's hard to gauge.
Take in is probably the word, isn't it? I think there's a lot of uncertainty, because even though you saw Matt Law come out of a lot of comments, and then there was Nisa Kinsella coming out of comments, and then it was someone else. I actually was using some of your tweets earlier on when we were going through some of the stuff that was commented in regards to the sanctions and that. And I just don't like the uncertainty, but that always happens when such big news breaks, like we've just heard now in regards to him being sanctioned. Is it a shock for me personally? I said earlier on the show, a little bit. Waking up and then hearing that news straight away kind of caught me a bit. That's about it. But was it an overall shock? Not for me. I know you said it was, wasn't it? More for you.
Yeah, it's always shock when these things come out, but it's like I half expected it at some point anyway. I just didn't, as I said, I didn't expect it before he'd sold the club. I thought it would be pretty much done next week and then he'd face him, because that's what I thought the time period was for anyway. Because if you think about it, since he put the club up for sale and when he said the deadline was, that's not that long to conduct a sale of one of the biggest clubs in the world, right? So I was thinking, okay, he knows sanctions are coming. This is why there's such a small deadline. But now it's like, well, like you've just been hit, assets frozen. We've got even things like, even the other details, like supposed like £20,000 limit on away travel.
I was reading it. It's mad.
Season ticket holders are the only ones that are allowed to go to games. Potentially the quarterfinal of the Champions League, if we get past Lille, that could be at home. Obviously, the home leg might be behind closed doors because you can't sell tickets. So, I mean, it's messed up. That's
it's mad. I was actually reading through it earlier on, and when they said the 20,000 limit for like traveling to games, which also included like the stewards and everything, I was thinking to myself, is that even enough? I don't even know in the world of football, 20 grand is even a lot for them to like, travel costs coming back, whatever. Like, I don't know, man. It just seems very like that. It just seems very like up in the air. I think the worst thing of it all, Pies, for me is the fact that, I mean, I'm not a season ticket holder. I'm a member. So for me, it's being able to go to games. And now I'm not able to just purchase a ticket and go to the bridge and watch a game is a little bit, damning. That hurts a little bit. The fact that it is only going to the 31st of May doesn't mean that it won't be any longer. But I do hope that, I'm going to talk about it, but I do hope that we do push on to what Roman said he was going to do when he brought out that official statement, which was, I am looking to sell the club. It's just how will he sell the club and how will he be able to do it before the 31st and be allowed by the UK government in doing so. So I just think there's a lot of answers and uncertainty still that we haven't had, and we probably won't get today. It may go in for the weeks ahead, 100%. But we'll have to see. We'll have to definitely see what happens anyway. I just want to start quickly with the comments from Chelsea today. Obviously, the club statement came out today, and they basically said Chelsea Football Club has been advised that its owner, Abramovich, has been sanctioned by the UK government, which you already knew, by virtue of this 100% ownership of Chelsea FC. Affiliate entities, Chelsea FC would normally be subject to the same sanction regime as Mr. Abramovich. However, the UK government has issued a general license that permits Chelsea FC to continue certain activities. We will fulfill our men's and women's team switches today against Norwich and West Ham, respectively, and intend to engage in discussions with the UK government in regarding the scope of the license. This will include seeking permission for the license to be amended in order to allow the club to operate as normal or as normal as possible. We will also be seeking guidance from UK government on the impact of these measures on the Chelsea Foundation as its important work in our communities. The club will update you further on. And the government bringing them the sanctions out today and the rules, this, that, and the other. And I was saying to people earlier on, Pies, like, it's not set in stone, is it? Because Chelsea Football Club are going to contest a lot of what maybe the government's laid down as a law today, shall we say?
Potentially, yeah, that's one of the key factors of the unknown right now, especially with Roman Abramovich. He's not had a statement or spoke yet, any of his, spokesmen or anything. I think the main thing, Liam Toomey was bringing it up, was like, what do you do now if you're Abramovich? Because it's not in your best interest for me, and I agree with him. He was saying it's not in his best interest right now to fight a long legal battle. What you need to do is get the club sold, let the government oversee it, get an owner in that's hopefully going to be a good owner. But that's another discussion. But you've got to get the club sold right now. You can't keep, like, it's important as well for the staff, for the players, for the fans, and most importantly, Thomas Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel said yesterday he doesn't want, he wants it to be clarified. And I know people keep saying he's very happy at Chelsea. I'm sure he is. But the longer this goes on, the more unhappy he's going to get. He's going to start thinking, like, he keeps talking about the structure. Like, there's structure still in place at the moment, but it's not like the cracks are there. Like, I'm just fed up with this uncertainty. We need to sort things out. And Roman just needs to do what's best for the club, to be honest with you.
I think when you look at it in hindsight, there's much really changed for Roman when you think about it. He wasn't able to come to this country to watch his football club play anymore. The only real change is that they've frozen his assets. From his perspective and where he stands today, him not selling the club just puts us in jeopardy of administration. Him selling the club means he's not getting his money anyway or does that make sense for me? So surely he's going to put the best interests of the football club forward and just take a hit. I think he's going to have to. He's not going to see it. 3 billion is a lot of money. He may want to try and argue it in the law of court or something. I don't know, but that's completely something different. I just still expect the club to be sold, and we're going to delve into. Actually, we'll come out of this. We're going to delve into the comments that you tweeted earlier in regards to. Let's find it first. In regards to Musin, because yesterday he announced that he was pretty much flying to London, or his representatives are flying to London to do, to have the discussions. I'm assuming at the bridge to pretty much finalise what he thought was a deal to pretty much buy Chelsea. He's came out and obviously posted tweet. He says, "We are really down. The British took over. We were just about to finish the job. There was going to be a press conference today, and a handover was going to be next week. I'm incredibly depressed." Muslim Bayrak claims today was extremely close to securing Chelsea. Now, Muslim Bayrak has been very public, hasn't he, in regards to how interested he's been in Chelsea Football Club. A lot of people may have thought it was PR. I mean, obviously, you've reported this, Piers. How true do you think this comment's are? And do you think he was that close to actually getting Chelsea?
At the start, I thought he was a bit of a joker, right? Because he kept... like he did that interview, like, we'll fly the Turkish flag. And I was like, it's just it's just PR nonsense. He's obviously interested in the club and stuff. But this guy's been doing like a daily running commentary to the same site, which is Oda TV. And there's some Turkish TV site or whatever. But like, he's very consistent with, like, he's very confident. There's even more to these quotes, by the way. He
Yeah,
was talking.
I've got 'em.
Yeah, no, not even like the ones below that. It's even more than the three I've
Oh.
posted.
Okay.
He said stuff like
Tell us.
Abramovich is my friend and things like that. He was saying, like just blaming the government and all sorts of different things. Like, saying the transaction, how he'd met Roman Abramovich like 3 or 4 times, and like he's close to him and all this. So I don't
Calls him
know,
his
like.
friend. He says there, doesn't he? Calls him his friend.
He called Abramovich his friend, and he was going for the UK government, saying, like, I think the quote down there says like country, maybe at war. He's basically saying Putin's cruel, but it doesn't mean that people in that country or from that country are guilty of something. So he's basically saying that Roman wasn't guilty and he shouldn't have been sanctioned. So I mean, the most interesting one I thought was like him saying he was going to go to court or threaten to go to court. Like,
where was that? It's here. Yeah, that's it.
like maybe we will even go to court. Like, is this guy really going to take on the UK by himself, or was he talking about Roman? Like, I'm not sure. Like, that's the one thing as well with these interviews. It's quite hard. Like, the translation comes out, but it's in Turkish and into English, so it's quite hard to like sometimes interpret what he's trying to say.
Send it to me, mate. I'm Turkish. I just said it.
Hey, all right then.
Yeah.
Send you the whole interview.
No, if you get Turkish hardcore, send them to me.
Okay, that's perfect. I mean, this guy has just been like running a daily commentary, so that's why I do think there's an element of seriousness in it.
Yeah.
And I know he is friends with Abramovich because someone sent me like an article in like 2016 where he did some business deal with him. So there's got to be some truth to it. And the only other thing I'll add on as well is that I know there's this site with like loads of followers on Twitter. It's like automated jets or something, the Russian jets, tracking the jets. And Roman's been back and forth to Dubai and Turkey like the last few weeks, like last couple of weeks. And obviously the news about the Saudi media group came out, right? So that was that.
Yeah, my bad. I cut off again. Yeah, I think StreamYard's having an absolute blinder today. Pies, come back in, man. That weren't me this time. This is StreamYard. Sorry, guys. We got cut off there, didn't we? What's going on here? Keeps cutting me out. Yeah, sorry. Pies, StreamYard is doing us over, mate, right now. They're starting to glitch. I hate when they do this. It drives me fucking mad. Sorry, mate. What was you saying just now?
What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was talking about the Russian jets site. It was on Twitter, like automated jets or whatever it's called. And basically that had been going back. Roman's jet had been going back between Dubai and Turkey for the last sort of week or so. And obviously the two that have been prominent, apart from the Weiss and what's his name, Todd Bowley one, was the Saudi media group exclusive, which has a site where Roman landed like 20 minutes away. So I thought that can't really be a coincidence. And then the Turkey one, I mean, this guy's saying he's meeting Roman like 3 or 4 times the last week. So, I mean, that literally adds up with where his jets have been. So, I don't know, like, it could all be a bit of a coincidence, but I mean, I don't really see how it can be.
Yeah, no, guys, listen, if it does happen again, I am sorry, but it had to be on the day that we were actually trying to really have a serious conversation. This has never happened, and we're now having this problem with StreamYard. I don't know why. They literally kicked me out. Did it kick you out? And it just brought me back in. I don't know what it was doing.
Yeah, it froze for me, and then it just made me leave.
Trying to be a prick, basically. It's mad because he's been so adamant that he's like, yeah, 90% flying the Turkish flag, and then today was going to be the day that he announces it, and then the government's gone and done this. Is it planned by the government potentially? Was it planned by the government to do what they've just done? I don't know. But then at the same time, there's been so much interest bias, isn't there? Because it's not just Muslim. There's been so many different individuals that have been linked with this football club. Some actually being Chelsea fans in their own as well. I don't know. I just feel that there's still a lot to be. I mean, the fact that he said he's going to go and take him to court and this, that, and the other, taking the government to court. I don't know if you can even do that. But even if you did try and do something like that, it's not going to be sorted out tomorrow, is it? do you know what I mean? So it's mad. It's absolutely mad. Don't forget Conor McGregor. How serious was the Conor McGregor thing, mate? Do you think?
Load of rubbish, man. That guy's hilarious. Like, he supports Man U, and supposedly he was talking to some investment firm to try and get the extra money to put in it. It's just stupid. Like, there's been a few stupid ones, but there's a few serious ones out there as well.
Do you feel that the UK, shall we say, do you feel like that there's a campaign against Chelsea? Because there's a lot of Chelsea fans that feel like there's a lot of things happening that wouldn't potentially maybe happen to the likes of someone like Liverpool or Man United. You only got to think about the bans that we had. Man City got away with it, as you probably remember. And now this incident where they've froze Roman Abramovich's assets and sort of deemed these like bullets that we have to follow now as a club, which is affecting the club as well. I mean, do you feel that there's something against Chelsea a little bit?
Maybe in previous instances, something's been a bit dodgy. But I mean, if Man U or City or Liverpool had a Russian oligarch as their owner, I'm pretty sure the UK would target them as well with what they're doing. I mean, I expected it to come anyway, because like the foreign secretary literally said like 5 days ago, Roman Abramovich, we've got to get it right or something like that, she said. But he's been constantly talked about in government. So I don't know why people are so surprised. Why people are so surprised in the fact that it's come. In the time scale it's come, I'm a bit surprised. But overall, I'm not, because it's like Abramovich was not going to sell the club if he wasn't getting sanctioned. Like, I knew that all the time, So,
well, but we always knew that he was going to sell it anyway. It's just that they've now made it a lot harder for him to do that. And like we said, there's a lot still to come. I mean, it's only day one of him being sanctioned and Chelsea having to follow these new rules and that. And obviously things are going to change. And this is why I keep saying to Chelsea fans, stop jumping on the bandwagon of everything that you read and listen to. Some things will change. Some things may look a bit better than what they did today and stuff like that. So just bear that in mind. Artem with a donation. Big up to you. Thank you for that as well. He says, grew up in Russia in the early 90s and 2000s. Roman is a shady person, but if you were involved in shady illegal business in Russia during that time, you were piss poor. Easy to judge Roman and his actions without context. Talking facts there, to be fair. Big up to Artem as well. And when I read earlier on about it was like the UK government statement as to why they're sanctioned, and there was talks about him owning a company that was basically making metal, and that metal that they were making was linked to him maybe selling to the likes of Russia, which could be used to be making tanks. I don't know if you read that earlier on. There was like it was an articulated UK.
Yeah.
Did you see it? Did you see that?
I've read something. See, when like the UK used that as a reason against like for this sanction, I remember reading something. I'm sure it was from like the Telegraph. It was a couple of weeks ago now. I'll have to see if I can go back and find it, where they talked about how Roman was involved in some sort of steel company that does the tanks. But I'm dead certain I read something like that in there. It was like he wasn't really I think he pulled out of it like a while ago. And then I remember coming off the article and I thought, he won't get in trouble for that. And then when I read that today, I was like, but I swear I read something a couple of weeks ago. Like, when you read something, and you kind of like put it to the back of your mind, and then it comes up again, and you're like, no, that's not right. Like, I swear it's not right. I'm pretty sure he pulled out of all that dodgy stuff. And like, I mean, he just recently, like a few months ago, I mean, he sued a book to do with Putin and his involvement, and he won that case, didn't he? He won the case. Chelsea tweeted about it and everything.
I don't get the whole like they're trying to prove that he's got involvement with Putin in the past, which is fair enough. He may have done because, from what we understand, Putin's is his mate. But people forget that Roman Abramovich is actually Ukrainian, isn't he? His family fled Ukraine in the Soviet Union times, and there's been a lot of talks as to where he stands as we speak in regards to the war and stuff. And apparently, he's in Israel, going into Ukraine and trying to be like a peacemaker between the two, trying to get them to talk and sort it out. And I just feel like it's very like the accusations against him, and I don't want to go too political because it's not. I want to stay on the football topic, but I just feel like he's been very. I think they've been quite unfair on him to a degree. If you want, if it's true, if that's true in what he's done, and also him saying he's going to send some of his money off to the Ukraine as well once he's sold the club and stuff as well. Like, it's not a massive surprise that he's been sanctioned. Don't get me wrong, but if what is true in what he's said about what he's actually trying to do in between this war, it's you'd feel like there's a lot of Russians out there are probably feeling hard done by with the fact that basically Putin's actions has threw them in the mud. Do you know what I mean? Which is what's happened pretty much. But it's we'll have to wait and see what happens. But Mr. Chill says Bayrak is worth 50 million. That's not true. I know that for a fact. He's not worth 50 million. It was worth 11.3 billion, if I'm right in saying, Pies.
In dollars. I think it was estimated around 8 billion or something in pounds.
Yeah, so his son's a Kurdish tribal leader with connections to Erdogan. He's got connections to Erdogan through his family. I know that anyway. He's trying to get attention to gain in political influence in Turkey. I don't know the guy well enough, and I haven't watched him enough, even though I'm Turkish. But I don't think he would be so confident in saying what he's been saying if there isn't any truth behind it. I mean, you got to bear in mind this will ruin his own reputation if he was just lying the whole way through. You know what I mean? Like you would have expected someone to come out in Chelsea and just say, "No, this ain't true." But like nothing like that's happened. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know, man. Big up to Lewis in the house. This is AC is now leaving by force, not by choice. He just doesn't get any better, does he? He's finding the reason. Artem with another donation. Thank you, brother. He says, Jem, Roman is still involved with Putin, but he has no choice at this point. All the oligarchs who turned against Putin end up in prison or dead. That's probably true.
It's true.
That's probably true. Because they done the same thing in Turkey under Erdogan. Same problem. I think time you went against him, he'd just throw you in prison. Like proper dictators, mate. I tell you. Can't believe what Susuke saying. Can't believe what's happening, bro. It's all a mess. It is all a mess, but there's still a lot of clarity needed. I mean, we're all unsure with all of the comments that's come out today. Don't get me wrong, but there's still gonna be new comments to come out to back certain points or clarification that's going to need to be made in these instances as well. But I want to also talk about this comment from Simon Phillips, which is from Henry Winter. So it's basically the UK government are saying we'll work closely with the relevant football authorities and the club Chelsea to protect it from its irreparable damage that would prevent it from competing. When they say that, players, what do you think they're referring to? Do you think they're referring to players sales, players that want to leave?
Yeah, more finance based, I think. There's a lot of sponsorships I think are going to leave. Even the free UK's already thinking.
Are you worried about
leaving.
That, really?
Yeah, I am actually, because not so much about the kit itself or whatever, or the sponsor. It's more about the knock-on effects. Like once one leaves, the other sponsors will leave as well, and that makes us lose money. So I mean, especially if the big sponsors start leaving, the new ones that replace them are likely to be sort of cut price deals. Like it's. I mean, if you think about it, Chelsea have had all that to choose from, and free. I think he's £40 million a year. I'm not sure if I'm right, but I don't think that's not a great amount per year. I don't think for an actual kit sponsor. So if that's what Chelsea could secure when they were not in trouble, then you know what I mean. It's just a bit.
Yeah.
I don't want sponsors to leave, but it's understandable. Like I think things will get better over the next few days. Like I don't like even it's got better already. Like the UK government officially said they will basically allow a sale. So,
but and under the circumstances that a proposal was brought from the football club directly, right?
Yeah.
Because Roman Abramovich can't have any involvement in it. Now, quickly talking about that, because there was talks about when the sale does go in and the owner's picked, apparently a lot of people saying Roman Abramovich won't have any decision making in that. I don't think that's true. I mean, he has to authorize it to the government, doesn't he, for them to make a decision, which I don't think he's going to do. Does that make sense?
I think they're talking about, people keep asking me, does Roman get to choose the next owner, like, or does the government take over? I'm not sure. Like, nothing's been officially confirmed, but I mean, Matt Law, the Telegraph, already said buyers are still interested. Like, we will get sold, because even in the club's statement, they said, like, we want to amend the license or something like
100%.
that. So the license will change, and then I think we'll get sold. But who we get sold to, like, I don't know. But then again, that's been the same for like the last 2 weeks. So I don't know what's
Nothing
really
changes.
changed.
Nothing changes.
Nothing's changed really, apart from.
I've been saying this to everyone today. I say not much has really changed. The only people that have really suffered from this scenario is us, because now we can't go to games. You know, all right, the club suffered a bit in terms of being sort of limited in the fundings, if you know what I mean, in what they can do, shall we say, in many ways. But you know, I was reading stuff like refreshments. Like when you go to games, if you're a season ticket holder, you can't buy refreshments anymore. Or something. Something stupid. Like, what happens there? Do you bring your own food and drink?
Yeah, I mean, there's two like fucked things, I would say. Like, one of them is obviously player contracts. At the moment, in this moment in time, we can't renew contracts. We can't even buy players. And yeah, the other things obviously with the fans and stuff, and also prize money. If we win like the Champions League or the FA Cup, if we win one of those and the sanctions are still in place, that money gets frozen. Now, if you know about Chelsea's transfer windows, that money, Champions League money, winning cup money, is vital for transfer windows, and for, not just for transfer windows, but for other things. We have thousands of employees that people don't realise. We have got the training ground, we've got the stadium to maintain, we have got employers to pay, like we've got players. It's not just transfers that happen in football clubs. Like, it's salaries higher above. Like, people don't understand how many people work at football clubs, and obviously people as well. The mega stores shut down today. People were affected who are working, who are employed in there. Like, it's ridiculous. They've got to change something. So yeah, I mean, there's going to be discussions.
That's why when I read it earlier, I know it sounds really sick. I shouldn't be laughing because I'm a Chelsea fan, but I kind of laughed at some of the things that they were trying to like stop happening. And I was thinking to myself, there's no way in hell they're going to get away long term, get away with doing that. You know what I mean? It's going to be. This is why I said it's not going to be set in stone. There's going to be so many little things that Chelsea are going to try and bend and sort and swing so that it favours us, favours the football club. Like, this is what I'm saying to people: just wait, relax, don't panic, let the rivals have their moment. These rivals that are sending you messages, this is your day, you're over, you're done, you're finished. Administration. I mean, are you worried about administration, Pies? Really? Do you really think do you really think Roman's going to hold on to us and not sell us and allow us to fall into administration? Some rivals think.
I mean, I don't think so. I think what will happen is, I think he'll allow a sale, and then I think he may go quiet for a little while, and then like a couple months later, I think he'll try and take them to court or get lawyers involved when it's away from Chelsea. So I think that's the smart and sensible thing to do. And he doesn't care about the money anyway. Like, he could say, like, he already said it in his statement, money's not the big thing for me. So,
3 billion's a lot of money, though, isn't it?
It's a lot of money, but he's worth what, 11 billion. So I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's a fluid situation, and I just hope the news comes out is much more positive over the next few days, because it's just been. Yeah, as for rival fans, I mean, we would do it as well if we saw something like this happen. Even if I didn't want to listen to context, I'd just be like, "Yeah, you're in the mud." So, I mean, people have been doing that to me today. It's like, okay.
What people don't really get, and this is it. This is the perfect way to put it. If this happened to Liverpool or Man United or anyone or Man City, would we want them to get through this and get a better owner and be more competitive or be the same as what they are now? No. So, you're going to push the narrative of being negative and that the fact you're going to go into administration and that you're not going to be the same again. Listen, I'm already prepared. I've already prepared myself. I don't know about you, Pies, but prepared myself in terms of the new owner coming in and not having that emotional connection to the football club. I don't think we're going to ever have that again, personally, because we will be run by a consortium, and I don't mind that. All I just want, in terms of intentions of the new owners that come in, is to just keep us competitive, keep us in that elite bracket, allow us to continue to move forward in the right direction. Stadium. I mean, what is the one big thing we've all wanted for a while? Having a stadium, So I think Roman's going to take his time in it, and I do think there's going to be guarantees when selling the club to the new owner in making sure that the club's kept at the highest order. Do you know what I mean? So we'll have to see what happens. Gio with a comment here. Big up to you. He says, Jem, your rivals think you will drop off, but little do they know that you guys have a lot of young academy ballers that will pull you through this. But that's true, Gio. But as me and Pies already know, we also have a lot of flops that we can't get rid of as well, like the name of Ross Barkley. Are you looking forward to seeing Ross Barkley next year because we can't get rid of him now? It's not good, mate. Not good, as they say. Sasuke with the donation says, what would be the worst case scenario? Probably administration, isn't it, Pies? I can't think of anything worse than that.
Yeah. Also, I guess if Roman doesn't or refuses to put forward the new license and doesn't want to sell the club, I mean, he could go into a long legal battle, which means from now until the summer, and it gets reviewed again in the summer, but I doubt they'll change it, which means obviously we'd have effectively a transfer ban in the summer, with everyone staying, and kind of like we had in 1920 with Lampard, with probably Colwill, Gallagher, Broja all coming back, which would be okay, but I don't want another vibe season. I want top signings in the summer. This is why I'm so scared. And even with the new owners, I'm like, some of the names, I'm begging that there's someone in private that's willing and ambitious to take us over, because the names that are leaked at the moment don't jump out to me. Like, there's a couple which I'm really worried about doing research on. It's just ever since Roman said he was going to sell, I'm kind of pessimistic anyway. But I just think, like you said, there's not going to be that guy, because it's likely to be a consortium that's going to love Chelsea as much as he did. Even the Turkish guy, Musin, he was saying in all these interviews, he talks about Turkey and how it's good for trade and how it's good for his country.
Franchise,
there's no I want to come in to build the squad and win title. There's none of that ever. There's no ambitious. The biggest thing he said is Chelsea's the most prestigious club in the world. I mean, that could just mean that it's a money thing for you. You know what I mean? You're just seeing this as an opportunity. I don't know. It's just
and that's why Roman Abramovich may be taking a lot longer to make his decisions, because there has been many new owners that have officially put bids in, and that time needs to be given to make the right decision. It's a hard job. It is hard, isn't it? Especially selling a football club the size of Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? And how successful we've been up to now, and trying to keep us at that level is a big ask. AK says Usmanov has been sanctioned. Everton had to cancel 3 sponsors. Yeah, that's true. I mean, did you also know that apparently Abramovich and Usmanov, in the sanctions, when the government brought out the reasons for the sanctions, that apparently Abramovich loaned some money to Usmanov to do something in Britain. I can't remember what it was specifically, but again, because he's helping Russian people, it's part of the reason why they're sanctioning him. So he has got some sort of link to doing a bit of work with Usmanov as well, from what I've read as well. Dinisham, big up to you with the donation. He says, I trust Roman. He loves CFC. He will sell to the right person and then come back to Stu UK in 6 months later like a boss. That's what Pi said as well. I think that could be the case. But there's over 130 of you guys here. So make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Go and check out CFC Pies on Twitter if you haven't already. It's literally his name, CFC Pies. Go and check him out. Go and follow him on there, because he'll be bringing up a lot more news as it comes in as well. Pies, we have got a game today.
Yeah, funnily enough, we have.
We've got a game today. I'm getting a bit tired. I don't know about you, and drained and talking about this, but it's got to be spoken about, isn't it, to be fair? But we've got football, and when you look at the players, and some people were saying, and we'll talk quickly about the players before we get into the game, they were talking about the likes of people like Rudiger now. They just feel like he's gone. He's definitely leaving. Do you feel that there's certain players that potentially may have stayed now definitely are done now, finished because of what's happened today in regards to sanctions, like the Rudigers, for example?
Well, Rudiger could do one of two things if these sanctions stays. He could just dip, say, I'm getting out of here. I don't want the mess. I don't want the uncertainty. I don't know what the plan is for the future. Or he could take the current contract offer, I guess.
Mm. That's true. That's true. I mean, it depends how much he loves the football club, right? We know Christensen don't. He decided to just piss off straight away. This guy pretended he had an Achilles injury and then a couple of days later, he'd had a medical with Barcelona, or his first medical with Barcelona. So I don't know how that one works out, to be fair. But, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Rudiger, Aspie as well. Apparently, Chelsea can't offer him that contract extension now. Again, he could just walk. Barcelona already set up quite nicely for him, aren't they?
I think he was going to go anyway, personally. Yeah, I think he was going to go. It's more, that's been leaning towards him leaving for a little while now. But I guess Christensen's gone because of what Tuchel said as well, and just all the reports. So that's great. Yeah, the main one for me is Rudiger. Like, we need to get new owners in, and they need to. I mean, they either keep the people, like they keep the structure at the moment, or they employ different people, like proper director of football and stuff. But that's the problem. Like, these guys that have been linked, they're not football people. So how do they know? Like, bro, like I got a shit scared. That Musin guy said this morning that he wanted to employ coaches and players of Turkey at Chelsea. I'm like, bro, like Turkey's not, like they've got like Soyuncu, and then like they've not got that good players, coaches. Like, what is this? Like, bro, you're not coming. Your country's not coming to take over Chelsea. Like, yeah, I don't know. Just worried, man. Like something needs to come out. Like, I got gas when Nazar did that exclusive on the Saudi media group and stuff, because with those they have bundles of money, if anything. So like, but then again, I also think like it's not about money. It's about structure. We need structure and plan.
Have we not got one though? Has Roman not placed one there in regards to what's currently said? What do you think?
I mean, we have a structure, but I felt like for a long time it needs improving. Like, Marina is good at what she does in terms of how she's kept the financial accounts to pretty much a profit every single year, apart from the pandemic. And then there's been lots of frustrations over how long she takes over transfers, the prices she pays, how slow she does deals, how we can't get rid of dead wood. Czech's role is not really confirmed, hasn't ever really been confirmed. And then you've got like Bruce Buck, who everyone hates because he put us in the Super League pretty much. So there could definitely be change.
Yeah, I hear you. There was just a comment from a BBC journalist, for Alistair McGowan. He's basically come out saying that Roman Abramovich sanctions have not dented interest in buying Chelsea. There was a shock from investors about the news and the confusion about what happens next. Also confusion about a potential sale being allowed by the UK government if no proceeds go to RA. That was already felt to be the case. So I just feel like they're the same as us. They're probably shocked that it's come out as it has today, but it's the lack of clarity in knowing, all right, I want to buy a football club. How am I going to be able to buy it now? Because the man that owns the football club has just had his assets frozen. So, I don't think much changes from their perspective. It's more Roman, isn't it, when you think about it, because they can still buy the club. Do you know what I mean? Their money can still be valued at the same amount as what it is. Some people saying that they expect the value to drop. I don't believe that. I don't think it will. It will drop, but unless it drags out, unless it drags out and we don't get a new owner soon. But I think that there'll be some clarity from Chelsea Football Club, between the government and Chelsea Football Club and the new potential owner who would like to buy Chelsea, and how they can buy the football club, and that's all going to come in due course. I am confident that we will still be sold. I am. And I think for Chelsea at the moment, as fans, we've got to concentrate on the pitch. And I do think it will sort itself out. But we need to concentrate on the pitch because we need to get Champions League.
Tonight's going to be very telling. I was going to say that now.
Do you know what, though, Pies? We're lucky it's Norwich. Can you imagine if it was Arsenal,
we've had games before. Like, you remember that Brighton game with the Super League? It felt like we didn't try. So it'll be interesting to see what the players' reaction is tonight.
But they should have, this is why I was saying earlier, their reaction shouldn't be any different because they're still getting paid. The government's confirmed that players and employees are still able to get paid. It's not like their pockets are getting affected. The only thing that's maybe affecting them is the uncertainty of the new ownership. But that's been the same scenario for how many weeks? Do you know what I mean? So I'd get it if they were affected by their pockets. But the government's already confirmed that the football club will still pay players and managers and employees. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think there's no excuse for our players to come out today and drop a stinker. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Um,
you're right in most aspects, but sometimes it doesn't play out like that. I mean, I know they'll probably use the excuse if we just play bad in general that it's to do with what's happening. And I mean, to be honest, we won't really know because who knows? Like, it could be the case, it could not be the case. We might just play bad tonight. We might play really well. Like, I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see what the game's like because I thought we dealt
mm,
with the Burnley game really well, with all the uncertainty around the club. Even the Carabao Cup final, I thought we was just going to, let Liverpool win basically, and
played
because
well.
yeah, I mean,
Mm.
yeah, we played well, so we'll see what happens.
Jim, is there a deadline for Roman sale? Not from what I understand. I don't think there is a deadline, is there, Piers?
There
For him to...
was for May the 15th, but now I don't know if that's changed. Yeah, bids were in by May the 15th, and he was going to choose. So
It might be the case that it's now May the 31st because that, even though the
mm,
sanctions are being reviewed, that might be the first opportunity that we could maybe potentially put forward to the government, the new owner that wants to buy the football club. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to see again. Lots to come out. Big up to Daddy Tuchel, red, white, and come use his bunkers mentality. Boys up the Chelsea. They should come out and protest the decisions. Do you agree about the whole thing of? I know it's you that commented it, actually. Fans going down to the stadium, and it's
oh,
our silly
bro.
question to ask you, isn't it? Because you read it, but at the end of the
Bro,
day,
I planned to tweet that. I was like, oh mate, I know this because I knew it was gonna wind rival fans up, and I was just like, yeah, everyone should go down to the bridge and start causing a ruckus, But
well, we did sort out the Super League that time. It was all down
yeah,
to
like
our fans.
people were saying to me like, go to the Downing Street. I was like, yeah, but when we went to Stamford Bridge, it was on BBC News, which they have in fucking Downing Street anyway. Like it's
Yeah,
always on all the time, so they would see it anyway. But I mean, it is kind of true. Like that was kind of based on emotion, but like still, like it makes a point. I don't think they'll do it, but I guess Royal fans do have a point. Like, what's a protest really going to do? Like, it's not to do with, it's not something that's, like, are you protesting against the government sanctioning oligarchs? Because
no.
I mean, they've been doing that all the time. But I guess it's just, it doesn't have to be. It's just based on emotions. I have a feeling some people might, but I don't know.
We're going to get to the 11, like we said for tonight's game. We're going to talk about that. We'll talk about also Tuchel's comments in the press conference. In terms of this comment, David, if that is true, then I don't really understand. I do think that they're kind of picking and choosing who they're punishing. If that's the case, if Bournemouth do have a businessman, a Russian businessman, that's at their football club and nothing's been done, then why? maybe because he doesn't have any links to Putin, but still, he's still Russian. Do you know what I mean? As they say, there's been a lot of people being punished that probably don't even know Putin. In the sport industry, when you look at Mazepin in F1 as well, he had his contract terminated completely. So there's a lot. There's like big up to Couch Critics. It's big up for this. UK government aren't stupid enough to let a blue chip asset go into administration. We just have to be patient. Roman knew this was coming, and I agree. And I said it earlier on a space as well. Like, as much as it affects us as fans, and obviously the Chelsea as a football club are not going to allow us to go into administration. They're going to do everything they can. It doesn't benefit the country, Chelsea going into administration. And think about the funds that are brought into this country due to what Roman Abramovich has built over 20 years. It doesn't work in anyone's favour for Chelsea to go down the pot. Do you know what I mean? So you're 100% right. 101% right. Dennis says we are very, very, very lucky to have Tuchel right now. We are, but like Pi said, I think we need to start bringing clarity. We need to bring clarity to him, like he said. We all need clarity, to be honest. I don't understand the term go into administration entails. Basically, shut up shop, innit, Pies? Pretty much. I don't really know much more how to explain the word administration.
Yeah. Like
You
end
know?
of the road kind of thing until you can get out
Yeah.
of trouble. I think like
Yeah.
it's more to do with financials.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Eventually, the football club's not going to be able to continue to sustain what's been proposed today. So if we go a couple months in and we're still in the same scenario,
it's not going to happen though because of what the government
yeah,
said. They'll still try and keep us competitive and
keep
work
us
with
going,
us. So.
Yeah. Big up. All right, let's talk about the game. Shall we? Let's talk a little bit about the game. In terms of terms of Thomas Tuchel in his press conference, he mentioned that Reece James is out injured. First thoughts on that one?
Reece James.
Yeah.
Not that I don't care. I just think that we as fans shouldn't be too worried because, I mean, it's annoying for him because it's just setback. But I mean, our next 4 games: Norwich, Newcastle, Middlesbrough, Lille. I mean, if we don't win those without Reece James, then we've got problems really. And I know it's been quite bad with Aspie and Alonso as wing backs, and we don't really use Hudson-Odoi there anymore. So the attacking threat does go down in terms of just pure ability. But yeah, I mean, we're lucky that it's not 4 or 2 big games in those 4. You know what I mean? We've played all our really hard fixtures already. Really, when you think about it and look back.
I agree. When it came out and said that he's only missing 4 games, I was actually quite happy because Middlesbrough, Norwich, can't remember, was it Southampton or Leeds? Can't remember. But like you said, there were games that we should be winning without Reece James. I know we struggle playing the 3 at the back without, out and out wing backs, but we've seen Tuchel switch it to a 4 system. And this is my next question to you, because we're obviously going to go through the 11. Guys in the chat, get involved as well as we go through. How do you think Tuchel's going to approach these next couple of games now? He hasn't got Reece James in. We know how good Reece James is in that position. We've seen Aspie play there before and kind of do an okay job, but it's just not good enough still. We've seen Hakim Ziyech in a 4, and he's got the best out of him. We had that additional forward in there. What do you think he's going to do? Do you think he's going to stick with the 3, or do you think he's going to go back to the 4 now because Reece James is out?
He will stick with the 3, I believe. I mean, the other day, don't think it was today's press conference, or was it yesterday? It might have been yesterday. He was talking about he was talking about Pulisic, how him, Havertz, and Mount have a good understanding. So when he usually says stuff like this, by now I've learned with Tuchel that it means they're going to start the next game. So at least tonight, I thoroughly expect the same front 3. Which is interesting because I do want Ziyech to play. I feel like Mount is shoved in a bit sometimes. I don't necessarily think he's on the greatest of form, and Ziyech was playing really, really well. And it's annoying, really, because whenever Ziyech plays really well, something happens and he doesn't come back into the team for a while. It's like he can never have this run of like 10 plus games where he just lets him play. It's like, I know you have to rotate, but like he'll play Mount for 10 games in a row. You know what I mean? Like it's annoying sometimes, but yeah.
I agree with the whole chemistry thing. I think that we should really look to keep Pulisic and Kai Havertz especially playing together. I actually think he might switch back to a 4 personally in this game and just go with the additional forward, because I think Norwich they're not going to offer much going forward. They're going to sit back. They're going to make it hard, and we're going to have to break them down. And if we've got Aspie and Alonso on the pitch, I'm just saying, I mean, we're going to go through it in a bit. I just don't feel like we're not really getting much from him offensively, if that makes sense. As if you go with the 4 and you've got the 4 forwards, you can still have Pulisic, you can still have Havertz. You know what I mean? And then you can throw Ziyech in that mix as well, and just try and basically go out and batter him. That's what I want to do. I just want to go and really batter him. I want a big performance tonight, man. But I tagged you in someone on Twitter. Okay, I'll check it out, mate. I'll put Mendy in goal, mate, because I think Mendy's just the easy one. So we're not even going to talk about Kepa or Mendy. But in terms of the back 3, some people saying Thiago Silva should be rested because we've got a lot of games coming up. I think we've got 4 games in 12 days or something like that. They were saying. So what would you do with the back 3?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of options. Personally, I don't really feel like we need Silva tonight. I'd rather save him for Newcastle. And I mean, he said that he's still going to play Christensen, even though he's going to practically leave, basically, from what we know. So I think it will be. Oh, I don't know. Actually, there's a lot of combinations. Like you could have Rudiger, Christensen, and Aspie, and then maybe like Hudson-Odoi at wing back. But I don't really know what he's going to do. To be honest with you,
You think Christensen will see the pitch again?
Yeah, he will. He's already said. Tuchel said he's playing him still. He'll treat him like he's our player until the last day. So unless he's bluffing, then yeah. But I don't think he is. I think Tuchel's quite trustworthy.
So Rudiger is 100% for you, yeah? I agree with you. I think Rudiger will start as well. So if we go Rudiger, what about Malang Sarr? Does he not get in here? Right? Could we do that and rest Silva and play Sarr there and Aspie there, or do you think Silva plays?
No, see, I'd put Christensen in the middle for tonight, personally.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah,
we can do that. Well, you just wouldn't play Thiago Silva whatsoever in this one.
that's Norwich, you know. I don't really see, but I mean, you could do because I don't think they're going to attack a lot, and
That's
he'll
what I was
kind of just
saying.
sit there. But I don't know, like it's like one of those things. Like if he gets injured, you're like, why have you played him against Norwich? Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
Um,
Um, I feel that the myth of Thiago Silva not being able to play back-to-back games has been squashed because rivals thought he was not going to be able to keep up with the pace of the game and that, and he's completely squashed it. I agree with you in the fact that he could play because is he going to be doing much? Like, is he really going to be running around that much? Is he going to be having to sprint everywhere to defend Norwich from scoring against us? We shouldn't be. We should. I'm not saying it couldn't happen, but we shouldn't be against the ropes against Norwich. We should be dominating this game completely from 0 to 90. We should have control of this game. So, we can rest Thiago Silva. Why not? I think he's going to start preferably with Rudiger. I just see Tuchel playing his strongest team. We can't afford to drop any points now with Arsenal up our arse as well. Do you know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting. So who are you going for the right section? Are you going Vaspi or Chalobah?
Chalobah, because I think Aspie will play at wing back.
Chalobah. I think Chalobah's better in the 3 rather than the 4. What do you think?
Oh yeah, definitely. He's been. I don't know about you. I think he's been a little bit shaky recently for me. So I think he's been getting beat more than he was at the start of the season, personally. But still, he's quite good. I do rate him.
The thing with Chalobah is, like, there has to be context of it. Like, this is his first season at Chelsea. Like, people forget, like, he literally come out of nowhere and he's performed so well at the beginning. These little teething moments that he's having are actually just, I think, just normal. It's just normality in terms of thing. I agree that he's been very shaky in certain games. He's also been out of injuries as well. His first real game back, when you think about it, was against Liverpool in the final, and he was up against Diaz, who, let's be serious, is a top player. So, I think Chalobah's going to be all right. I know a lot of people think he's not all that. Some Chelsea fans don't even rate him, which I think is quite weird, to be honest. But I think he's definitely going to be a part of Chelsea moving forward. Right wing back, you said Aspie, yeah?
Yeah.
Azpilicueta. What about the left wing back? Because we've seen Kennedy, and I thought he weren't too bad against Lewin going forward. And obviously you've got Alonso, who's just Alonso, isn't he? So what would you do?
Yeah, this is an interesting one as well. For some reason, I feel like he'll play Saul there again. I don't know why. I just feel like he will.
Oh, I forgot about that. But do
Yeah,
you know what?
I
Did he
don't know.
impress you though? I don't think he
No, not
impressed me.
really. Not
Yeah.
really, but I just feel like maybe because I don't know. Just it's one of those gut feelings more than logic, really. I don't know. But, he's more attacking really than Alonso. I think Tuchel sees it that way. He's more technical.
All right, let's do
I
it.
don't know.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
To be honest with you, I don't really care about the left wing back because all the ones that are available to us right now are not really to my fancy anyway. So
I agree. A big problem as to why I keep saying I hope we get bought out soon, because us not being able to buy players, the likes of people like Koundé, who were set up to come to Chelsea, now up in year again. That guy must feel like he wanted Chelsea last year. This year now he could potentially not be coming to Chelsea again because of our own situation. It's just like this guy must be like, what have I got to do to get signed to this football club? Like, you know what I mean? But this is why we need to get this ownership sorted quickly, because there's too many deadwood players in there already for me that need to go. There's a couple players that we loaned out that shouldn't be returning. We can just sell them, and then we need to really. I actually think Pies right. When I look at our team from Mendy all the way to Havertz, I think in each position from defence to midfield to forwards, we need to improve it. What do you think?
yeah, I mean, there's definitely more signings than what most fans are saying that I would add to the team. That's just for me being really ambitious, like I always am in the summers. But I don't know, like I've been trying to refrain from summer talk because it's just like I
Worth
keep
it.
I keep saying it like it's irrelevant at the moment. because who knows what's going to happen? We don't know a thing. Like even Fabrizio was saying the other day, right, I was listening to his podcast. He was like, Chelsea were working on Koundé and they were interested in Rafinha, but we don't know what's going to happen. So I'm like, okay, so why is it reporting it then? You know what I mean? Like, what's the point of this right now? Like, it's weird.
It's weird. Absolute Chelsea's just commented saying from Sammy Mockbell saying that Hyundai are the latest sponsor to consider their partnership with Chelsea.
Told you they're all gonna try and drop out now.
Well, no, they are the latest sponsor to consider their partnership with Chelsea.
Oh, consider. Okay.
Yeah, consider. Yeah, looking to potentially take over from Free. Listen, I don't really like the Free sponsor. Not gonna lie, but we'll have to speak up to Deals in the house as well. Nice to see you. Big up to Paolo as well, guys. Make sure you smash that like button. Let's get this to 100 likes, please. Please do that. Subscribe if you're new to the channel as well. Also, check out CFC Pies on Twitter. It's literally his name, so go and follow him on over there, please, as well. I want to stick with Sal, mate. I'm feeling the energy that you've brought here. It's because Alonso is just useless. Kennedy has played one game. Oh well, did he play a full game? I can't remember if he even got taken off. I can't remember, but anyway. And then you got Sal Niguez, who played the last game in that position and wasn't crap, but wasn't great. But we still won 4-0 with him on the pitch. So why not? It's Norwich. You know what I mean? So in terms of the midfield, Jorginho, Kante, Kovacic, Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I heard yesterday on Lorenz's stream some people saying they want Ruben and Jorginho and we should rest Kovacic and Kante. I don't like that idea too much, but how do you feel?
Yeah, see, again, this one, for me, I'd probably go Jorginho and Kovacic. But then I keep thinking, like, we've got a game just literally on Sunday, and I think Newcastle is going to be quite hard to break down, maybe. So you might want to say Kovacic for that one and just keep him fit, because obviously he's been our most progressive passer this season, especially from midfield. But there's an argument for Jorginho and Ruben. I think Jorginho starts anyway. I just think it's the second one. Kante, yeah, not really for me in this sort of game.
Ruben Loftus-Cheek?
See, if we put Jorginho and Ruben, I just don't see Ruben playing. Like, it's one of those things, isn't it? Like, I don't know. I feel like it'd be Jorginho and Kovacic, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, I can agree with that. I can agree with that in the three, to be fair. 3-4-3 is what we're going for at the moment, guys. I might quickly just do a quick 4-2-2-2 after, or a 4-3-3 really quickly as well. Sanders, Kovacic, Jorginho, Aspie, Chalobah, Christensen, Rudiger, Mendy. And then the front three, are you keeping the same front three? Because I remember we was talking about it a bit earlier on. Kai Havertz leading the line, and then Pulisic and Mount. Or do you think Mount maybe dropped?
I would personally have Ziyech over Mount, but that's just me.
Do you think Tuchel's going to play Mount over Ziyech over Mount?
I think Tuchel plays Mount over Ziyech.
What's your thoughts on Mason Mount?
Polarizing. Sometimes I don't know. Like, he's either really good or he just doesn't get in the game, or he just I don't know. He can be really average or really, really good. I guess that's part and parcel of still being a young player. He does get more goals and assists in this forward area, but for me, like, he doesn't have the same creativity as Ziyech. He doesn't have the left foot option. Yeah, and I just think Ziyech was playing so well, and he's kind of just been out the side lately. So I'd like to see him come back in. There's also an argument, I do say this quite a lot as well, that Ziyech is just infinitely better in a 4 at the back than he is in a 3. You just get more space, more width. So I do see the logic maybe why he doesn't play as much in the 3. Because, I mean, that's something I've said before. I think it makes sense. Like, you see when we go to the 4 at the back, he's almost like the main guy. Like, he takes so much more authority like he did at Ajax. Whereas in the 3, it's kind of sometimes, I don't think the system suits him that well in the 3, personally.
Fair enough. If we switch to the 4, which we're going to do now really quickly. Sasuke, thank you for the donation. Just hashtag take back our democracy. Big up to you, my man. Nick says, forget the game tonight. Doesn't mean nothing. We should strike. I disagree. The game is still important. We need points. Unfortunately, we can't think like that. Unfortunately. Anyway, I know some people feel like, fair bro, what has the megastore closed down? We can't buy t-shirts online yet. Online is shut off. If you try and go in the Chelsea megastore now, you can't open it. If you go down there, they're closed, like, until further notice. There's nothing that we can do on that one. But if we was to switch it, some people saying 4-1-4-1 coming in 4-1-4-1, but it's a bit of a 4-1-4-1. That's not not the 4-1-4-1 that I was thinking. 4-2-4-2-3-1. 4-3-3 is probably better, isn't it? So 4-3-3. Yeah, 4-3-3. So if we went to the 4-3-3, who plays left back?
Saar for me personally. I always go.
Yeah, go on. Let's say, do you not feel Kennedy could do a job?
No. I don't trust him. I mean, I don't really trust any of them defensively, but Saar has got experience in this side now, and whenever we play a 4 at the moment, I always lean towards him. I just think, I think he's been decent apart from a couple of mistakes. Personally, I think a lot of people overhate him for some reason. I think he's been solid quite a lot of the games.
Yeah, the reason I mentioned Kennedy was not because I think he can do a great job playing there. It's just that I think we're going to see a lot of the ball. I don't think Malang Sarr's great offensively, like overlapping and supporting. But in Kennedy, that is his strength. So would it not be better to just have someone that's offensively better going forward? Because knowing that Norwich are not really going to hopefully do much going the other way, and try and just create more width-wise by having someone that can get up and down the side of the pitch like that and take players on. Do you get what I mean? Like I think he's better offensively dribbling with the ball moving forward. That's why I'm saying he could do that up and down there. But with Malang Sarr, it's safe and defensively, but you're not going to get anything. He's not going past the halfway line. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I mean, if there's a game you try Kennedy in a Premier League game, it's going to be this one because they're bottom of the league. So
yeah, exactly that. CFC Matty says Hyundai has become one of the strongest partners in football over the years, and the company supports the sport to be force for good. We are currently assessing the situation with Chelsea FC. Who said that? That sounds like someone said that.
Yeah, Nazar, because they are just. I thought they're our sleeve sponsor, aren't they? So I think they're probably going to dip as well. Great.
Fair enough. Back four. So we've got Sarr, Rudiger, Christensen and Aspie. Does that do it for you? Looking at that.
Yeah, I think so. I think that'd probably be it.
What about the 3 in the middle? Like this?
No, Jorginho would be in the middle.
Yeah. Sorry.
See, if we play a 4-3-3, I'll play Ruben over Saul. Or maybe, actually drop Mount in midfield.
Mount in there.
Yeah, Ziyech, Havertz, Pulisic. That's what I'd do.
Ziyech. What about Mr. Romelu Lukaku, players? If there's any game...
I just didn't really think of him because obviously Tuchel was bigging up Havertz in the press conference, so...
He's done, isn't he? Is there any way back for Romelu Lukaku for you in this Chelsea team?
I tweeted this the other day, and I was like, for me personally, there's like much less pressure on Tuchel now because like Roman's going to go, and it was Roman's investment, and Marina might not even be here either. So I don't think he's got as much pressure to make Lukaku work now. Personally, I know some people don't see it like that, but I always have done because Tuchel's a very smart guy. You can't tell me that when Lukaku was playing awful, that Tuchel was like, oh yeah. You know all those times he said, "Well, Lukaku's a part of the solution." Like that's not like that's not coming from him. Like that's such a club PR thing. Like I don't know, man. Tuchel prefers Havertz and always has done. Like, he's a smart guy. You ain't gonna tell me that Tuchel doesn't know he's been playing trash and then just keeps starting him because he thinks he's been good. Like that's not. Come on, we're not got a dumb guy in charge.
He's not a solution anymore. He's a hindrance for me. I've said it for a long time. We don't benefit from him. We play with 10 men when he's on the pitch, and he doesn't do anything anywhere near the work that's needed in this system to actually, for our players to benefit from him. Like he doesn't work hard. Like he generally generally does not work hard, and we need players that run in this team, and that's why Havertz works so well. Because even if he doesn't score, I guarantee you, his movement and his passing and his link-up play will help create something. Do you know what I mean? And that's the difference with like a Lukaku and Havertz in the team at the moment. He just doesn't work hard enough. He don't look bothered. And big up to Clutch in the house. He says, boys, how are we feeling this morning? Woke up about an... Mate, if you've just woken up an hour ago, and me and Pies have been awake for, well, I've been awake for about 9 hours. Since we've opened our eyes, all we've been talking about is Chelsea. You've got a lot to catch up with, mate. Just go through Twitter. Just literally go through Twitter. CFC Pies, I said the same thing, is what Matty's saying as well. We have £100 million third choice striker. That's what it feels like now, doesn't it? He literally sits on the bench. Tuchel doesn't play a £100 million striker. It's mad. It's absolutely mad. All right, so we went for the 4-3-3-3. If we went for the 4-2-2, it would still be the same, wouldn't it? Because Mount would just be off here, I'm assuming. And then Pulisic and Havertz up front, maybe. And then Ziyech off them, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, potentially, yeah. Probably looking at it would be something like that, yeah. Although I think if he plays two, he'll probably fit Lukaku in there. I think if he plays two strikers. If he didn't play Lukaku and chose Pulisic up front, then Lukaku really would be done out here.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine that? He's just seen, yeah. Good luck, mate. Go through it all, mate. There's a lot to go through as well. Funny enough, I just had a comment from my mate saying, if Chelsea got liquidated, do we lose Stamford Bridge? If we got liquidated, would do Chelsea lose Stamford Bridge? I don't know. The answer to that one. I didn't want to think about it, to be honest. Like, it's just not going to happen. It's just generally not going to happen for me. But we'll have to see what happens as well. Pies, if you've got a shoot, mate, by all means do so. I am going to let some people just come in and talk about the Norwich game. What's your score predictions tonight, mate?
Yeah, I'm going to go with 3-0 Chelsea. Yeah, I'm going 3-0. Nah, I think Havertz will score. I think I'm backing Havertz to score 2 and Pulisic to score.
Fair enough, mate. I'm expecting 3 or 4 myself. I'm expecting a good performance. I'm expecting no drama tonight. I don't want us having to sit here and moan about performances. Just get the win. Let's just move. We've got a lot going on backstage.
3 as well. 3 has officially cancelled their sponsorship with us. So
really?
Yeah, they're gone. CFC Daily just retweeted. Chelsea sponsor 3 suspend sponsorship club, including remove its logo from shirts and from around Stamford Bridge. So they're gone. Shit's going to really kick off the next couple of days, bro. I'm telling you, it's going to be crazy.
Chelsea, but this is why I said to people that it's going to be a rocky road. This is going to be a rocky road for a little bit. People just need to hold on tight. Breaking news, Chelsea sponsor 3 suspends sponsorship of the club, including the removal of its logo from shirts and from around Stamford Bridge until further notice. Not a real big shock, Pies. Really, is it? It's not like, oh my God, that just happened. Not for me anyway.
It's not good if we lose our sponsorships, but I think they're all going to come running back when we get sold anyway. So,
what happens when we play tonight? Then do we have to have kits with no sponsors on now?
Maybe like a period where the new obviously enforced action starts. Not sure. They've not really expanded on that. Yeah, it's weird.
We have to wait and see, man. We have to wait and see. But there's some more breaking news for you guys. We are going to open up the lines and allow people to come in. Pies, big up to you, mate. You're more welcome to stay, but if you've got to shoot, because I know there's a lot going on at the moment. Good shoot, do your thing and stuff. And
sorry, guys. One more thing, Jem. Exclusive Matt Law. Abramovich sanctions trigger. 3 bids have come in apparently. 3 bids.
Is that on Twitter or is that just...
Twitter. Just come through. 3 bids.
Who's Matt Law, is it?
Yeah, it's understood. 3 have emerged as the most serious. The fucking thing is, I need to subscribe to the. He's not tweeted it yet.
Same. Yeah.
It's on Telly Football. If you put notifications on for them, all his stuff comes through.
I need to do that then. I didn't know that. Telegraph Football, yeah.
Yeah, Telly Football, yeah.
Exclusive Matt Law. Abramovich sanctions trigger 3 bids, fire sales in Chelsea's ownership race. Why would it? I'm getting lost because there's just more and more coming out. It's confusing the hell out of us all.
I'm telling you, the club is going to be sold very quickly, is my prediction.
How can it be sold, Pies, if we're under sanction?
Because I think it will... All of the licensing and stuff will probably go through over the next few days, and I think will be sold quickly. Because, by the way, Chelsea make a lot of money for the government as well. Like, you know, it's not just some.
No, that's
we're
true.
not just some football club. Like, it's in their best interest. It's in everybody's best interest.
So they're speeding this up. You think they're speeding this up to try and get this done as quickly as possible before all of the rules or regulations are set by the government, even though they've kind of announced it today. So there's a good chance that Abramovich is saying, look, we ain't got no time. Just quickly find someone, make a decision. Maybe he's gone out to all the owners and said, right, you got 12 hours from now. Bids and the numbers, etc. Do you know what I mean?
Probably,
Like, you got 10 hours to give me all your bids. I will pick the winner. I'll pick the winner. I'll pick the winner very, very, very soon. I just hope it ain't this guy. I don't want this.
Apparently it's 3 American groups. Great.
3 American groups, is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
God.
there you go, guys. Breaking news right there for you. 3 new bids triggered after this. Maybe Romans put a rocket up all of their bums and said, listen, you better get your bids in now if you want it. I'm going to be making my decision very shortly. But then it just kind of goes against the whole Musin thing, because if he's given Musin like the go-ahead, why is he still... I'm just confused. Why is he still looking for other bids? I don't know, man. Maybe he hasn't made his decision yet. But let's see. Maybe Chelsea might be sold by tonight, players. Exclusive. We'll see what happens. All right, mate. Big up to you, Pies. Thank you for coming on as always. Check out CFC Pies on Twitter, guys. There's going to be a lot coming from him in, well, most of the evening, shall I say? Most of the evening, most of the day. Is going to be so much going on, so he will be reporting on it as well. Any final words, mate?
Just hope we win tonight. And yeah, just keep up for the news. Keep up to date, because it's going to be crazy.
It is indeed, mate. This ain't going to be the last time you see Pies on here anyway. I'm hoping that he can come on a little bit more frequent if he's got the time as well to join us and keep us updated, especially when we do announce a new owner. That would be an interesting one to talk about as well. So, all right, Pies, big up to you, man. Thank you very much.
Yeah, see you later, bro.
Take care, bro. Thank you. Bye. So, Nick Blue and Hassan, on the back of that breaking news, it just keeps continuing, right? It's just right non-stop.
Yeah, Joe, it's...
Yes. Can I just start? Sorry, Hassan, 1 minute.
Yeah. No, you go ahead.
Wait a minute. Yeah. I've been, you know what I've been saying, and I'm up to do. But I'm just waiting to see how many real Chelsea fans there is out there. You know, if they want to come tomorrow and we start at the bridge, that's where I'm going to be. I just want to see how many reply to me, and we'll see how it goes from there. We can set a time, but we have to protest against this government, against this decision, and show how much we love Roman Abramovich. I don't care if he knew Putin or anyone else. He's a person, and a good person, a good man, and a great lover of football. So fuck this government. I can't believe I'm not hearing it from anyone on these channels.
What do you mean? What is this?
Listen,
everyone. Let you get up and shout and organize this
but
protest.
shouting doesn't get you anywhere in life, mate. That's why you
can't just sit there and talk about football. And maybe tonight, if really we should strike tonight, Chelsea should just get on the pitch, lay brother a whistle to start, and sit down in protest. That's what I would do.
So Telefootball have mentioned, which is obviously where Matt Law writes his articles. It says it is understood that Rain Group have received. Let me get this up. Actually, let me bring this up because this is just news after news after news after news, and I'm just bringing it through to you guys. It is understood that Rain Group have received around 150 inquiries for individual or groups claiming to be interested in Chelsea, but so far 3 have been emerged as the most serious. 3 have been emerged as the most serious. So we'll have to see who the 3 are. Maybe, like I said, maybe Roman Abramovich has triggered these owners to given them a deadline because of what's going on. Maybe he said, "Look, I need to make a decision quick, so come to me now, and I'll make a decision." Like maybe that is the case. There's a lot that needs to be answered. And there's a lot coming thick and fast even before kickoff. And that's what I'm saying, Nick. We've got to wait. Can't be shouting and moaning. Like we don't know what's going on. We know that we've been sanctioned, but we also know that someone else sent me saying as well, actually. Let me bring it up. Who else sent me something? Someone else sent me saying. got so much coming in. Yeah, that's it. Absolute Chelsea again. Basically, Chelsea are set to hold talks with the government this afternoon to secure amendments to their licence. They are concerned that restrictions on factors such as ticket sales will propel the club towards financial ruin, is what we've got here as well. So, again, more. I'll bring that up as well for you guys. There's a lot happening, very thick and fast. You've got Roman probably on
Yeah.
one side trying to.
And Jem, just to let you know, right, everything related to Megastore has been frozen as well. Because you want to know, I know I've ordered the Club World Cup badge. It came today. There's no badge on it. So I can't do nothing because it's frozen. So no money in and out for the fans or anything related to Chelsea. So obviously Chelsea would want that license fast because there's a lot of legal issues that the government and Chelsea will have to do.
There you go.
How can he claim something which he can't get in and out?
Can't get it out, exactly. And this is what I said about the sponsorship. We've lost the sponsorship now. So what happens with that sponsorship? Are we going to have plain shirts? Is there a timing towards when that free is going to be removed? There's a lot going on. And I think Chelsea, as a football club, are trying to, rather than sit on it, get answers now from the government, you know? And that's the big thing. DJ Savjay, what are you saying?
Hey,
Nice to
bro,
have
how
you
you
on.
doing? You're right. Yeah, how you
Long
doing,
time,
Jimmy?
mate.
Good?
Long time. Yeah, long
I
time
know,
since
mate.
I've
It's
heard.
been ages, bro. It's just this whole situation with Chelsea waking
Yeah,
up
I know
to
it's
this crap
serious,
this
mate.
morning,
It's
bro,
serious.
mate. It is,
serious,
mate. It is. It's peak, mate. It's peak. Look, all this situation that's going on at the moment, mate. Now our sponsorship deal's gone. You know what more's going to happen? I'm seeing this idiot Carragher writing as well in a tabloid newspaper that Manchester United should go all out to get Thomas Tuchel from us as well because of the situation with us at the moment. That's another annoying tabloid that I'm reading as well.
Yeah,
This
I'd
guy
ignore him,
coming out
but
of it.
rivals are going to do that. Yeah, rivals are going to
Huh?
do that, mate. It's just all.
Yeah.
Rivals are going to do this. They're just going to talk shit. You know what I mean? This is why we just got to concentrate. Chelsea Football Club are trying to get things done. Do you know what I mean? But go on, mate. Go.
And then you have Simon Jordan this morning on TalkSport talking absolute nonsense as he always does about the whole situation at Chelsea. You know, do you think it's? I think a question was asked him. Do you think it's going to look bad on the brand of the Premiership or what's happened to one of our major clubs? And he's coming out and saying, no, not really. It won't be affected to all the other clubs out there now. But it's like literally almost so happy what's happened to Roman Abramovich, mate. It's like, it's really shocking, mate. It really is hearing what these idiots are saying, mate. It's just, I don't know, mate. It's just a day of, obviously a day for all of us fans to be gutted about. And then hear this bull coming out from certain idiots in the tabloids. It just even makes it even more annoying. But it's Pete. All we got to do as fans, mate, as we always do, is stick by our club, mate. No matter what happens, no one goes off. Just stick by our club. I'm sure we'll get it back. I'm sure everything will get back together and back to normal again.
They will do.
But
when
it still happens, it's when it still happens, bro.
Yeah,
that's all.
Yeah. And do you think that's why when Matt Law brought out not long ago, actually, the comments? I'll bring it back up again for people as well, actually, so that are just coming in. The comments about how 3 new bids have just literally been pumped in. Really, do you think Roman Abramovich has given deadlines? Because obviously, apparently, they're 3 American-led groups as well that have come in and inquired. Quite serious on taking this on. Do you think he's given deadlines and maybe they're trying to get this sale done before maybe the UK government's sanctions are set in stone? Do you think he's trying to speed it up quickly just to get us out of this?
I think he is, mate. Because what I'm understanding from today's news is that this license that we've got currently, that we can actually play games at this moment in time, is also to do with any prospective owner that wants to come and buy us. Apparently, if an owner was to come and buy us, from what I understand and what I'm hearing of it, maybe you guys can correct me on it, is they can make an offer to us. Chelsea can accept the offer, but Roman Abramovich obviously doesn't get any cent of the money.
That's it.
But if it does happen, it's gonna be. But then if you look at the whole situation, bro, it's full of red tape as well, mate. Because there's so much things they still need to go through to get this deal even done. So even if it was to be done in a situation where we all get new owners, there's still going to be a lot of red tape to go by, bro. So it's still a long way to go, mate.
I've got more breaking news. It's coming out thick and fast again. I'm just flying out of news after news after news. Exclusive here from Piers. Matt Law says here, Abramovich selling Chelsea. Abramovich selling Chelsea is set to spark a 3-way shootout between 3 American parties: Todd Bowley, the Ricketts family, and the Jet owner Woody Harrison. What the? Oh,
hey, no, isn't that Ricky? Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't that the guy who has a season ticket? Or is it a different one that I'm on about?
That's is that the Rickett family? I can't even remember.
I can't remember. There's too many Americans interested in this, man. And
Yeah, I
they
mean,
all own
guys,
NFL, man. Fucking hell, man. We're screwed if the NFL owner gets this one. We're screwed.
Man.
it's literally coming out thick and fast, guys, at the moment. I'm telling you, guys, smash the likes though. Let's get this over 100 likes. Share on your socials. Subscribe to GNA TV as well as we go through exclusives. I want to talk Norwich, but I can't because every time I do, something brand new comes out. It's just coming out thick and fast as we speak. Apparently, Roman Abramovich is selling Chelsea to set
before
a
you,
three-way shootout
yeah.
between three American parties: Todd Bowley, the Ricketts family, and Jet owners. There's also talks about Musin, who Pius himself, who was on here earlier, was speaking about as well. So there's a lot still to come from this. Go on, Nick. What's that?
Yeah, I just want to say, first of all, don't read too much into Matt Law. Not everything he says is true, and you know that. And right now, I take anyone Roman wants to buy and make things easier for Roman. I'll back Roman. And like I said before, we have to get out there and protest to this government, this corrupt government. I'll keep saying it. I'll be saying it till it happens.
There's another
That's all
comment
for
here
now.
saying that it's now appears extremely unlikely that any individual or group would keep on director Marina Graverskaya, given her 20-year association with Abramovich and the scale of the allegations made against him. So,
We're even more screwed. No business,
Yeah.
for nothing.
What are you saying, Matty? What are you saying, man?
Oh God, I mean, I've just been reading all these Twitters, mate. Jesus Christ. Todd Boyle and White are the most serious ones, and apparently they're the best ones. I'd rather administration than this. This is absolutely shocking. Honest to God, I'd rather us be sanctioned altogether than that. Honest to God, the guy doesn't even like Abramovich, and he doesn't even care about football. He only cares about what goes into his own pocket. I tell you what, he will be the next Jimmy Hoffa. I tell you what, he will be the next Jimmy Hoffa. He'll be under a pile rig somewhere at Stamford Bridge if he isn't piling any money into the club. I tell you, and taking it out. I tell you, it's absolutely shocking. I mean, what have we got? Woody Johnson, and who was the other one? Jem, the Ricketts family. What have they done?
Family, Woody Johnson and Todd. Yeah.
What have they done? What have they done?
Matty, that's why I don't believe this. Don't listen to Matt Law. If anything, I think eventually it'd be Chelsea supporters who would take over. Something's going to happen. It could be.
Won't, Nick.
It could be. It could be quite a few Chelsea supporters getting together. You don't know. But
should I get a consortium together? I get a consortium. Let's just go, guys.
Do that.
Dude. Let's be honest, right? It's whoever the government picks as well.
Why,
it's
though?
nothing to do.
I don't believe that.
This government, man.
It ain't the government. I don't think that's true. I don't think it is whoever the government picks, personally.
Yeah, they're trying to. They want to take all the Mad Romans' money. That's the main reason they're doing this.
So sources, I got some more breaking news for you guys. Stay there. More breaking news for you guys from Pius, who was with me on the show today as well. He's come out with this comment here. Hassan, people that keep coming back in, this ain't helping me. I'm trying to read things.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Sources close to the process do not rate Nick Candy or Musin Bayrak as close to the front runners. The deadline for bids is still next Tuesday, which allows the possibility of another bidder to enter the race. So they're saying that basically this could go till Tuesday. So they've got till Tuesday, but it just doesn't make sense why I've had so many quick fire bids come in already. I mean, it's Friday tomorrow, and then you've got the weekend, Monday, Tuesday.
And to be honest, Jem, they probably thought that, he has to sell on today or it's gone. You know what I mean? They probably thought it's a panic sell. That's why I think, but the thing is, though, Roman has set a deadline of March 15 regardless. So I think by Tuesday, because apparently legislations, how long do it take? It take like a couple of weeks to kick in. So I think he'll sell before the legislation happens or anything like that. Well, I don't know the full extent of the law, but the three bids I've done research, they all own NFL teams. So Jem, we're fucked.
So just quickly, the other thing as well. Sorry, I'm having to keep breaking things to you guys. The next big thing that was come out just now is that apparently the sponsorship of Chelsea Football Club, have asked Chelsea to remove their sponsor off the kit for the game tonight. They don't want their sponsor on the kit on the game tonight. Basically, Chelsea are going to play with a blank kit.
Hey, it looks better. It looks better without the 3 anyway.
Yeah, that's not the end of the world, is it? Do you know what I mean? But I'll show you this one as well. Why not? I'm flying through it, man. Everything's coming out thick and fast, and GNA TV is bringing it to you guys. Free want their logos removed from # Chelsea shirt for tonight's game versus City. So much happened in this. Yeah, so much happened in the space of like 2 minutes. Chelsea are finished. Look at this nonsense. Look at all these rivals laughing.
I know. I can see it, man.
Chelsea are finished, but it's a dangerous situation if not sorted quickly.
Yeah, shall we quickly do the Norwich preview before everything breaks out?
I don't know. We should have Samsung back. Yeah. Get Samsung back on the shirts. Get something decent on rather than.
Yeah, we don't need that bloody free anyway. We never used to have any fucking numbers on our shirts. Just put the Chelsea manager in. That's it. That's all we need.
Still
he used to say, didn't he? He used to say, didn't he?
Back off, because we'll be back and we're going to rule London like we always do. So go on,
mate. What are you saying?
They used to say, I used to know somebody that used to have a free contract, and they used to say, 500 minutes, 500 texts, and 10 gig of data for £20 a month when I get a signal.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just reading other comments as we speak. It's mad.
Joe, I'm going to bounce, man. Hopefully the news gets better, man.
Yeah, no worries, bro. Chelsea cannot operate for a couple of months in their current state, according to studies. Is what? Wow.
Oh yeah, we won't be able to operate for long term because.
Well, this is why they're acting now, because we keep crying, we keep saying administration won't happen, but he needs to sell the club. I'm sorry, he can't hang around. Chelsea cannot operate for more than a couple of months in their current state, according to studies. That's from Matt Law as well.
Hey, Jem, do you want to know why? Because our wages to revenue income is 113%. It's above like what we earn, so that's why we need to roll.
So I shouldn't be promoting free behind me now, should I? I've got free on my blooming shirt.
Hey, Jem, rip it off.
Rip it off. Do you know what I mean, guys? Thick and fast. So you've heard, 3 new bids. 3 new bids have come from Americans. Matt Law's mentioned that the deadline date for owners to be able to put bids in to this football club is Tuesday, so we could have more bids coming our way. There's been comments about asking Chelsea to remove the free sign on the kit on tonight's game against Norwich. So they don't want it. They're sponsoring on the kits as well. Roman Abramovich, actually, quickly while we've got it up, Matt Law again, shall I say, sources close to the process do not rate Nick Candy or Muslim Bayrak as the close front runners, which basically means that maybe that they aren't the front runner. I don't know why Muslim's so excited thinking that he was there and whatever else. From what sources are saying there, he wasn't. They're not as close as they think. And more bids are still to come. There's talked about Saudi media group being involved as well. 3 new American groups have entered in. Nick Candy's been kind of pushed away from it, even though he's a Chelsea fan as well.
Jamie, you need to do a deadline day special one, Chelsea edition on Tuesday. the way things are moving.
Well, we can only go into administration if Roman Abramovich doesn't sell the football club. Now, the chances that he doesn't do that are very slim. I don't think that that will be the case. I do think that he will sell the club. I don't think he's got no choice. He doesn't get his money either way anyway. He might as well sell the club onto someone that's going to take responsibility of the club so that the club can go back to its normal proceedings. And then what he will do is take the UK government to court for his money. But that's going to be a long legal battle. And that's between him and them. But at the moment, we are suffering because of what's obviously being sanctioned against Roman Abramovich. And I believe that he is trying to get this. I think he's just put a rocket up all the owners' asses and said, give me your best. I ain't got time to muck around. Stop giving me 2 millions, 2.1s. I want your best offer. And whether that means he's not really thinking about who takes over, because of what's going on with the football club and he's worried, then maybe that's the case. You know, the intentions, I hope, are still there from the owners that come in. But has he got the time to understand that? Has he got the time to issue guarantors? Has he got the time to issue guarantors? Has he got the time to issue guarantees against the owners in keeping Chelsea at the elite level? Can we do that? Can Roman get that done? There's so much uncertainty going on with Chelsea Football Club at the moment that this is just going to keep changing, guys. The fact that we lost our sponsorship doesn't really bother me. I'm not going to lie, it don't. Some people are more worried than others. As soon as the new owner buys us, we're getting a new sponsorship like that. So do not worry about us not being sponsored. That's not the issue. What the issue is
I'm not worried about the
we're
owner.
going to sell the football club. Do you know what I mean?
It's just depending on who gets a club. If we get any of the NFL teams, bro, we're going to be a full-on business team. That's what's going to
Chelsea will be
happen.
playing in the PE kits tonight, is what Simon Johnson said.
PE kits.
Oh my god.
They can play with them training kits, the one that Lukaku likes, the Inter one.
That won't FSG, mate. Get FSG out of here as well. Sorry about your foot. Oh yeah. They're talking about Ads. Ads is back anyway, so big up to Ads who's in the chat as well. Big up to him. Bring back Sanctions is what Taha's saying as well. I'm just seeing if there's any more breaking news. I mean, DJ, man, what do you feel about this all, man? This is coming thick and fast, isn't it?
It is, mate. It is, bro. And look, as I said, mate, from what I understand, I thought we had about 10 bidders on the table currently a couple of days back. Now it seems we're down to just 3 of them being interested. Look, I'm still interested to hear what this Saudi media group are all about. I tried to do my research on them as well. I couldn't find much on them, to be honest with you. I don't know if you guys have any luck researching them at all.
He's a prince, I think. I think his net worth is 40 billion. He's been interested in Chelsea for a while. And he's got a picture of himself next to the Peter. I think it's the Peter Osgood statue. I don't know. I think it was outside the bridge. He had a picture of it. So, and he's been saying on Twitter that he likes Chelsea.
I've got some more news.
Interesting.
I've got some more news. So, Piers again, who was on here earlier, has come out saying the unknown third person involved in Todd Boehly and Hans-Jörg Viss's consortium is believed to have experience in property development, which could be put to use at Stamford Bridge. But that don't really mean much to me, because most of the owners that have bidded to take over this fucking football club all have an understanding in property development, or their main trade of what they have done on the side is property development. So that
billionaires for a reason.
Mean much to me. Does that make sense?
Do you think that could be? Do you think that other one could be John Candy or whatever his name is?
No, because they've just said that they don't favour him and Muslim Bayrak as the two.
Oh, because that's really property developer on there, bro. That was
what
I'm thinking. Maybe because I know he was looking for another consortium. Yeah, go on, bro. Sorry.
No, it's bad. Go on, mate. What was you going to say? Go on. I just thought I'd bring that.
No, I thought it's because they were saying earlier on. He was saying that he was going to bring a consortium with him. That was all. So I was just wondering if it's those two that I mentioned there, Todd Boehly and this Wiss guy, and then the other property developer is this Candy guy, who's obviously married to Holly Valance.
Mate, yeah, but you're right. But they mentioned, basically, they just mentioned that Nick Candy and Muslim Bayrak are not favoured. I don't know what that means. Whether he can become a partner with Todd Boehly and the other two, and that be the 3 partners. I don't know. There's so much uncertainty going on. But I'm not. As much as it looks all bad, and I said earlier on today, we are going through a grey patch. This is going to happen. This is going to be a rocky ride, guys. This is not new. What's going on? But there will be a solution to this. I do think we're going to see something come of this soon, and I do think Roman Abramovich will sell this football club. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I think it will happen pretty quickly. Whether it's to the right person is yet to be told. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens. Guys, tonight's game, score predictions.
1-0 to the government.
Score predictions. Are we winning?
You know me, Jim. I never give score predictions, bro. I always just say my team to go out and win. I always say that. I never give score predictions. Say the same thing again. My team to win tonight.
That's it. Simon Johnson with his comment earlier that Chelsea will be wearing their PE kit tonight. What is a PE kit? I don't even know
Oh,
what a PE kit is.
I think it's that Lukaku one, the one that he likes, the one that looks like Inter, that training
Are they?
kit.
They're wearing. I don't think they're wearing that kit. I don't think they're wearing any of the kits that have free on it. I think they're going to wear something that hasn't got it on it tonight. We have to see.
But they all got 3 on it. I swear, even the third kit.
Some people are saying it's this one. It ain't that. It's definitely not that one.
It's going to be a plain royal
Or,
blue shirt.
or just bring back the old
With
FA
a
Cup
badge.
shirt. That one
It's
looks
going to be like
alright.
a 70s shirt, which I'll have, which I'll go get if you want. I'll wear it and you can see. That's what it's going to be.
What is? I'm trying to find out what they're because people are saying they're going to wear the real elite attire shirts.
Yeah.
But what one?
Oh, is it?
We
I think
have-
it's that. Is it that FA Cup, the one that they won last time?
Yes.
That yellow,
The
that
FA
one.
Cup
Yeah.
one. That's what we're going to wear.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's alright. That looks way better than the 3 shitty.
It looks better than all the shirts we ever had. That's the best shirt ever in Chelsea's history.
Does it affect the players tonight? You guys?
Yes, it
Does
will
it
affect. That's why I want them to strike. And it's going to
Why
affect
would it
the
affect the players? Because they're still getting paid.
I
They're
think it's
getting
on their
paid.
heads, the uncertainty of the club, like
Yeah.
their future.
Exactly.
Like, will it liquidate or will it stay?
Listen, if I'm Thomas Tuchel, I'm telling my players tonight, look, everything that the fans are going through at the moment, all the things that are coming out, which he's probably not reading much into, we need to keep concentrated and put in big performances and kick forward. At the end of the day, we've got football to play for, guys. We've literally got games to play, which we want to keep Champions League. We've got FA Cups. We've got Champions League defence. There's so much that Chelsea have still got to do at the moment. We have to, and I keep saying this, we have to put that aside for now. That will sort itself out. But the players have to put performances on the pitch. I want to see it. They're getting paid. Yeah, they're getting paid a lot of money. I don't think it's an excuse to go against Norwich, who are bottom of the league, and not get a good performance tonight, or even win. Just win. I don't really care if we don't win 4-0. If we win 1-0, 2-0, just win. But if you lose, or Chelsea, if you dare lose or draw tonight, I promise you, I'm not having it. I'm not having this excuse of it's the news. I'm not having it.
No, I think, look, if we do play, which we will, I'm so emotional right now. But, I guarantee we're going to win 3-0. At least 3-0. Even, our players, Tuchel will have them ready to play, whatever the circumstances are. Tuchel will be ready. And, I'm sure he knows something we don't know, what's going on behind. I'm sure he's got the information from Czech and the rest of them. So, I go, it's not finished for us and it never will be, but still we have to go and protest tomorrow.
The protest is being done. Can I just say something to you, Nick? The process is being done on Sunday against Newcastle. That's what is going around Twitter at the moment. They're all talking about that.
A Newcastle game. Yeah, I would say no tomorrow, but
Newcastle game Sunday is where they're organising to protest massively. Is what I've heard. So
we have to do that. I'll be the first there.
There's the kit that potentially Chelsea will be wearing tonight, or are wearing tonight, should we say? With Trivago going to be okay.
I told you, Jem, it's that Lukaku one.
Is Trivago going to be okay?
Are we being serious? Is this? Hold on. My bad. My brain is so fucked right now. Like
your brain's fucked. I've been doing this all day.
How long ago was the Club World Cup? I just want to put this in perspective.
About 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago, yeah. 3 weeks ago. We were in here. Some people were teary-eyed. Everyone happy. Fucking singing our owner's praises, yeah? 3 weeks later, we can't sell merch. I can't purchase a fucking ticket to a game because I'm not a season ticket holder. And we cannot transfer. We got put back on a transfer ban for shit we didn't do.
It's a suspension. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Just trust me. Like at the end of the day, at the end of that period, what I want to see is what the UK government does. And like, you know, I know what everybody's gonna say.
Well,
Oh,
I'll tell you
American.
something now. The UK government have already come out and said that they will allow Chelsea to be sold still. They're not saying that it can't be. They are down for a process of someone buying Chelsea and things going back to normal. And they're also saying that they will not allow Chelsea Football Club to not be able to be competitive, is what they're also saying. They'll allow them to still be competitive as much as they possibly can, is what they're saying as well. So, you know, the theories for Chelsea Football Club is the fact that we can't survive like this for too long. Months, they're talking about. Not even months can we survive like this. We may have money to be able to pay our wages and employees for now, but that is all going to dry up soon. You know what I mean?
That's
And
the point I'm trying to make. Like,
you know, so we need Roman Abramovich, and this is why I believe that he will do this to sell the club. We've got this is the only way we can
at
then
zero
move
profit though, Jim. Like,
he's
listen,
not, but he's got no choice, Callie.
no,
If
no,
he
no,
doesn't,
I
listen,
hear you.
if he sells it, yeah, he doesn't get anything. If he doesn't sell it, he drags us with him, and he still doesn't get anything. So what are you going to do if you're Roman? Think about it.
I mean, I've never seen Roman fuck the club over. This would be quite
He's
literally
not
the
gonna
first
fuck
time
the
if he
club
does this. So
He's not gonna
this
do
is
it.
hypothetical.
He's not gonna do it.
Hypothetically, based on what Roman is going through, he can sit, bide his time, which means whatever happens to us, and then
He's
he
not gonna do
fixes
that.
the problems afterwards. That could be his choice, and I hope he doesn't do it. But if listen, Jem, if I put fucking $2.5 billion on an asset, and the UK government, regardless of whether he's right or wrong, because people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're getting political." No. Listen, I pray for everyone in Ukraine. For any oligarch, including Roman, that's contributed to the war fund, you're a piece of shit. But we're talking strictly football here. So strictly football. If he doesn't sell the club because he's like, I put too much money on this asset, what are we gonna say then?
He will. I don't get why he wouldn't. Why wouldn't he? Why is he gonna drag the football club down to him and allow it to go in administration? Think about it.
And that's what I'm saying, bro. If we go to administration,
why would he be listening?
listen, we're gonna be Arsenal. We're gonna be Arsenal.
No, he won't let that happen. He's already said before selling the club, before he even got sanctioned, he already said that he wants the right owner to come in to keep us at the top level, keeping us elite, right intentions. Maybe he can't do that as much as he wants to now. Hence why the breaking news that I brought out earlier in regards to new bids flying in left, right, and centre might be because Roman Abramovich has gone and reached out to all of them and said, "This is your time frame. I'm making a decision quick time. I'm not going to sit here and wait for you guys to continue keep giving me these silly offers. I need your best offers, and I'm going to make a decision." I think he's generally trying to fast track. He's going to have to. When he said no, not fast tracking, I think he's going to have to maybe fast track it now because the club itself is not going to be able to stand on its 2 feet anymore.
I agree.
Not for too long. So I pray that he does. If he does what you said, then wow, I ain't got no words.
We've never seen Roman do something selfish.
And guess what, Jim? You'll see people like Rory throw a runt if he did that.
Yeah, exactly. Just Rory says,
man, don't talk about Rory, man. That guy's a goose.
Claire, what are you saying? Come on, tell me. What are you saying?
Good morning, everyone.
Come on.
Are you shooting soon? I should came earlier. Sorry.
Got a headache. But yeah, go on. What are you saying?
Yeah, it's crazy, but like you said, maybe to sum it up, I feel it's a fast track by the government because all these bids were coming in. Everyone was lowballing Roman. They know Roman's situation, and they still know Roman's situation. I don't think he's going to get free build that he's asking for, and I don't think he's going to find that right owner. And the government fast tracked it themselves. The government wants to sell. You guys all know that. It's a multi-million-dollar business.
Why would they not allow the likes of a Turkish billionaire Musin, who came out today saying that he's in a bad mood with the British government because he was about to finalise a deal with applications? How true this is, I don't know.
Yeah, I read this too, Jim, and if it's true, then why would they block it? And that deal could have been done. If this is true, there's a lot of question marks, right? And why can't he still get it?
No, but that's the point I was making earlier, and that's what, like, it's a lot of political shit people aren't acknowledging, and like I know people don't want to bring it into football, but it's affecting our football, so I'm gonna have to address it. The fucking British government, pieces of fucking shit, and I'm American, so I'm not going to sit here and act like my government's any better. I'm just being honest. Pieces of fucking shit decided, oh, we don't want Roman to make any money on a British asset. We want to take the profit from Roman. So what's going to happen is any of the profit that comes from this sale goes to the fucking UK government. That's what no one is talking about.
Yeah, and
So
he was
these
going to take
motherfuckers are
he was
going
going
to
to put it
literally
into
profit off of it.
Ukraine. Yeah,
I think there's going to be pressure.
Right, that's what
there's going to be pressure for him for that profit to go to the Ukraine people as promised.
Yeah.
Listen, the same energy better be kept because Roman was prepared to give 1.5 bill to Ukraine. Whether he started the war, whether he contributed to the war, that is not the fucking topic of discussion right now. The point is he was amending. He was going to make amends for something. And I'm not saying that should count for anything, but at least he's doing something about it. Unlike everyone else going, all the other oligarchs in Russia. I don't see any other oligarch in Russia offering fucking aid to Ukraine.
Don't forget he's Ukrainian thing.
Yeah.
Don't forget he was born there. Because he's
and his parents are Ukrainian too.
Yes. Look, you're right. This government is corrupt. I've been saying it before all this happened. They're all against Chelsea, always have been. This stupid fucking government.
The worst part is that they might do the shit because they saw what Roman did to Chelsea.
No, mate. It's not all that. It's
American guy.
Listen. Look, you got to listen to this. The most famous Russian in UK is Roman, right? They put a target on his back. He was the biggest story seller, right? MPs jumped in it. There's some politicians that are in Roman's books, and there's some that aren't, and they played a political game.
Yeah.
The Labour Party.
Yeah.
They're the ones that spoke out, right? So not only the media put a target on his back, now they're calling for action to do something. And this is something they're doing. They want Roman to sell, right? So, whether Roman's got involvement or not. But there's a massive hypocrisy when everyone's been pointing it out. So you guys talked about doing a protest.
Yeah,
you guys take Palestinian and Yemen flags. Listen, take that Palestinian Yemen flags and wave it.
Yes,
bring up
bring up
the war now.
Right,
bring up other wars that they shut up. The Palestinian, bring up the Uyghur people, bring up all that shit.
The invasion of Syria by fucking City and Newcastle.
There's also the talks about Yemen as well, which hasn't been brought up. Why is Newcastle owners getting away of all the problems that are going on?
Exactly.
You guys should be waving those flags.
I don't want to get into politics, guys, because that's not what we're here to do anyway. I want to just try and stay on the football club. I know what you're just saying.
Agree.
I think with politics, it can get quite messy and people will disagree.
No, it's easy, Jim, to make a campaign about anti-war.
Todd Bowley-led group are confident they would receive government and Premier League approval to take control.
Okay, see, and then not getting political purely about football, that's what I was saying, Jim. Remember, we got reports earlier in the week that the Todd Bowley fucking their offer was looking shaky, that Roman was not confident in them as owners. And that he was looking elsewhere, cough, cough, Turkish billionaire. And as soon as that shit happened, not even 2 days later, now they're back in the fucking lead of the race. The government wants these fuckers to have the club because they're gonna profit. And I'll be fucking damned if I watched Roman build an empire in 20 years to watch me, as an American saying this, mind you, fucking Americans, fuck it. Do you understand me?
And don't forget, man, these lot have been listening to the US for ages.
I mean, Todd Bowley is, he seems like he knows a lot in regards to. I've watched clips of him and articles of him, and he seems like he's quite intrigued. You're right. There's a bad name in regards to American owners and franchising football clubs and using them as like a way to elevate themselves across the world. And it is a worry. But it's the unknown. And unfortunately, the problem is, Callie, we're not in no fucking position right now to really, and this is the
beggars can't be choosers.
We are in no position to now go, right, we can wait for another couple months. Roman's going to pick the right person. He's going to put guarantees on these people to keep us at the elite level. Maybe he's done that already. I don't know. But all I'm saying is that he has to think fast. This club cannot run longer. And from what we've been told, months living like the way we are. We need fun.
Jim, we'll crash out of competitions. We'll crash out of the FA. We'll crash out of the Champions League. And it won't even be on the basis of whether our players were good enough on the day. It will be based on this bullshit, based on politics. That's why I'm irritated. because it comes to a point where this is supposed to be an escape from this bullshit, right? I'm not supposed to have to talk about politics when I should be talking about a Norwich lineup. I should be talking about a Chelsea lineup and how we're about to scrape them 4-0.
Yeah.
But the reality is, we'll be lucky to see that game 2-0. That is the reality, because now all this political shit will affect the football. And I'm not saying it's an excuse. If we lose or draw that game, it's not an excuse. I don't give a fuck if we don't have money to pay the wages. It's not an excuse. But at the end of the day, this is what's going to go through the players' minds. Think about Rudiger. Rudiger's sitting here like, I think I'm finally getting somewhere. Maybe I might not get 200K, but, I like Chelsea. I'll stay for 185K. Let's say that's what it was coming down to. Now he's looking at this shit like, they can't even pay my wages. They can't sign me. I'm going to have to leave. Aspie, I'm going to have to leave. Christensen's already fucked off to Barcelona.
He's just fucked off and never came back.
Bro, you know me. I'm not one to over-exaggerate shit. I'm actually genuinely worried, Jim. I am genuinely worried.
But there's nothing wrong with being worried, because unfortunately, we never thought we'd wake up this morning knowing that he was going to be sanctioned this quick. I kind of was prepared for it because they were talking about it, but there was so many talks about him not being sanctioned and that they haven't got enough proof to do the heavy sanctioning.
That's why I know there's.
So it's happened, but people need to understand this as well, right? From the government's perspective, this could be an image thing. This could just be, look, we've done what the people were crying for us to do, which is punish and economically Russia by banning the likes of people like Roman Abramovich. And it could be an image thing. Does that mean that Roman Abramovich wasn't made aware this morning that this was going to happen? I don't think so. I think Roman knows about this. I do think Roman was aware that this day was going to happen.
He's a billionaire.
So, not just that. People forget. Yeah, he does have. I know people don't like it. He does have some sort of okay relationship with the Tories. Like he does. So I don't think they're going to completely bend him over. Is what I'm saying. I think it looks like it in the image of what we're seeing. It looks like he's being bent over. But I think it's a push to sell the club. Generally think it's a push to just.
Based on what you said, you know how we can tell that? I'll tell you right now how we can tell that. Whether A, the new owner is that Turkish billionaire, or B, it's the Todd Bowley group. I don't even need to say anything else. I'm just going to wait. Depending on who becomes the owner, that's how you know how bad the British government fucked him or not. And how selfish they were in their interest.
Hey, King, you're going to know it's the government if it's American. It's as simple as that. If it's anyone else, it's probably him.
We'll have to wait and see, guys. But what I'm going to say is that things are going to come back and forwards and up and down. And we need to, as Chelsea fans, I'm being honest with you guys, just wait, calm. I know it's horrible. It's not good to be through. I told you guys this was going to happen. We're going to go through a rocky patch. It's here. This is it. But I do think that Roman's going to sell the club, whether it's to Todd Bowley, Musim Bayrak, blimmin' Conor McGregor. I don't really know, right? But at the end of the day, I do hope that our owner, whoever he sells us to, is confident in knowing that we will be okay moving forward. And I hope that it's not him just doing it based upon the highest bidder. That's it. That's all I can say in that. So we'll have to have Showtime's here as well. Quickly, I've got to shoot, guys. But Showtime, what are you saying quickly? Go on, mate, because I've got to shoot.
Man, we have to focus on what we can control. This has all been already been already written. This is things that they wanted us to go through. This is the things that they already knew was going to happen. It's just for us to stay calm and just have faith in what Marina Granovskaya can do, as she still holds her position as the best director in the world, and everybody knows that. For us, it's just to move forward. We have Tommy Tuchel here. He knows how to control the dressing room. The noise of the media is going to always be there for us. You know how they like to use us. But we got Tommy Tuchel there back in the back room there controlling everything. So as long as we look, I want to see what they do with us when we win the Champions League and the FA Cup. You can't take away our trophies.
It's not about the money. It's not about the trophies. It's the money that you win. And they were talking about the Champions League money, £97 million if you go on for winning the Champions League. Chelsea, that would be frozen against us and stuff. But I don't believe that.
I don't want us to sell not one of our clubs. Don't sell this club to no American. We see what the American owners do with their funds. They come back and they spend it on American teams. They don't spend it on the football.
Yeah, but
They don't
I
spend
get
with American
I get
teams.
fed up with this. I don't want Americans. I don't want Saudi Arabians. I don't want Turkish. I
don't
just
care.
want someone. I just want someone with the right attention. I don't care if he's American, providing he comes
I do,
to this
because
football club.
you saw the track records of Americans when they buy
Yeah,
football.
but
Yo, they all own
basing it on
NFL
other
teams.
owners. Yeah, and not the
Yeah,
same
but they
individual.
all own
That's the thing.
NFL teams, though, Jim.
We can't always be saying no. Right? I'm just hoping, and I trust Roman Abramovich goes, and whoever it is that does take over has the right intentions to keep us at the highest order, keeps us elite, allows us to challenge every year, and keeps us, and we just move from there.
But by the look of things, Jim, by the look of things, the way that these sections came about, this government knew that whoever he was selling to, they wouldn't like. So they put
That's what thank you.
Came in knowing that they're trying to force him to sell to somebody that they would approve of.
They want. I'm hearing what you're saying 100%. And if that is the case, I'm not happy about it, because he's pushing. If anything, he's putting him in the corner, isn't it? And forcing his hand. And I don't like that. But big up to Sasuke. He's saying, please, no Americans, owners, please. Mate, he keeps saying no Americans. I think
no, it doesn't matter.
Over half of our bids are probably American guys. I'm telling you
Aston Villa have an American owner. I think he's doing quite well. I think what we don't want is a consumption or a private equity. These people are evil. Legally evil.
Listen, they're all evil.
Make profit. They will suck the life out of the club, make profit. You know how they do it? So, and when there's like a hostile takeover, because in this position we don't really have much choice. They go in a business. They look at what part of business they can suck the life out of it, and then they will do that, make quick profit, and then spin the business and sell it. So if we find ourselves with a private equity, it's gonna be very tough.
Wait, let me borrow 30 seconds because I know Jem has to shoot. I need to confirm 3 things. Numero uno, did 3 pull their sponsorship?
No, they suspended it. They're
suspended or pulled, as in it's gone.
Wait a sec. We can't wear tonight. We can't have 3 on our kit.
That jersey in the back of you can't put that on, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah, it's suspended. They pulled it.
So we might be forced to wearing the Trivago kit tonight, from what I've been told.
And the question is it suspended indefinitely or temporarily?
Temporarily.
Yeah, I don't think they can indefinitely. They'll be breaking some contract rules.
Yeah, they don't want to lose money. That's why they suspended it.
Jem, you got a bot in the chat. Bye. And then
I can see you've got a bot in the chat. That's why I need to finish off as well. Go on.
That was the second thing, and the last thing is this. For anyone that's saying we're spoiled, this club existed at a time before Roman, at a time where there was only 1 league title won, 1 FA Cup, multiple 4th place finishes, and that is most of our history. Exactly. Roman built us into a juggernaut. How dare you call us spoiled for knowing that we were literally this close to competing with City and Liverpool? I'm talking about we were 1 summer transfer of proper business from being that type of team. And now
we are spoiled, Kelly.
Wait, what?
We are spoiled. We had the best owner. Why wouldn't we be spoiled? We are spoiled.
No, because they're saying we're spoiled because we're upset.
We are envied. Our owner is envied by every club.
True.
That's why you see the reaction by our rivals. Because everyone used to talk. When everyone used to look at their own club and hate their owner, they used to say Roman's doing so and so. This is what Chelsea's doing, so and so. And we were the benchmark of, like Roman was the benchmark of what every club wanted as their owner. And now that we're losing him, every rival is wrapped. They should be happy. They should be happy because that's how good Only was. And we are spoiled because we had the best owner.
It's apparently some staff is a bit temporarily being laid off. I haven't seen it.
The mega store staff have to be.
Can I just bring some common sense to that, please? Because people want to start going Chelsea is sacking people. We have no mega store open. We don't need people there right now. You can't do nothing about it. We've got bars in there. We've got hotels in there. Whatever. The people that work within there haven't got a job at the moment because of what's happening. So that doesn't mean they're not coming back. That might just mean so people need to bring some like content. I know some people go Chelsea. Oh my God, Chelsea! The Rome's falling apart. They're getting rid of all their employees. It's the end of the world. Like no, it's not that context.
I heard there's a deadline to the sanctions. You guys hear that too? Is that confirmed? Like
Yeah,
May
it's-
31st was meant to be.
Yeah, 31st of May is the deadline to the sanctions. Yeah, is what we're at.
Yeah, it takes us
So-
30 days to pass the
So
legislation.
we
Guys,
could go
I've got to
back
shoot.
to somewhat normality. All right, Jen.
Huh? Yeah, sorry, go on, declared. What are you saying? Go on.
I was just saying that we could go to some kind of normality past that date.
If-
Let's say the war settles down, and then
Yes.
you know
That's if the
we
club
can
is
survive to
involved.
that date. No, because after that date is you can't buy players or renew,
It's
you know,
being
or do
reviewed.
the contract works.
Being
Yeah.
reviewed on that date. So you can't be here. You're right. You can't buy players. There's no. So it doesn't really. What it does affect is contracts for current players that want to leave, players that may want to stay. Can't do anything about that at the moment. So
yeah,
that's
the next one, since we getting cancelled, the next one Adidas will probably cancel us.
Man, it's just
But yeah, guys, look, like I said to you, there's going to be a lot more coming in the next probably day, 2, 3, 4. Things are going to go up, down, around, and then eventually we're going to have an owner. If we get the owner sorted sooner rather than later, and the government agree to it, then you will see some normality eventually come back into this again. Yeah, but it's just how quick are we going to do that? You know,
Keep Marina. Keep Marina.
and keep Marina is what
bro.
Showtime's
Marina
saying.
said she's
Guys,
leaving because Roman's leaving.
big up everyone.
Probably gonna
Smash
get
the like button, subscribe to GNA
Yeah.
TV as well. Get this to 100 likes. There's 92 likes. Before you leave, subscribe as well. Subscribe, hit the like button. I'll be back when, I don't know, whenever new breaking news comes out. But obviously for tomorrow's review to the Norwich game, but we'll end up talking about this because we probably have more brand new news at that point. So loads to go through when it comes to Chelsea. Big up everyone. Hopefully Chelsea get the win. That's what we need
Big up
right now. We
yourselves.
don't want any stress
Yep.
about players.
The Chelsea, up the
Lukaku.
Chelsea.
Yeah, up the Chelsea, guys. Big up to you.
Chelsea.
Chelsea, up the Chelsea. Peace out, guys. Take care.